I spoke with a former air traffic controller and pilot who flew in the D.C. area for American Airlines. They tell me the tragedy happened in the midst of what is typically a routine maneuver. The D.C. area is known as one of the busiest air routes in the entire world, especially next to restricted flight zones on top of presidential and capital zones.
I've done that approach a number of times, that approach meaning the one the Eagle was flying last night, where you're landing to the north and then you peel off to the side and make an approach to the northwest runway, runway 33. It appears that the regional jet was doing this approach I was talking about to runway 33. The helicopter was assigned what they call visual separation, meaning the helicopter was, once he saw the airplane that he was supposed to go behind, he was supposed to get in, kind of fall in behind as you would if you were coming out across traffic making a left turn. If let's say you have a car coming from left to right and you're going to come out and make a left turn, you've got to judge the timing of how to get behind that car, especially if there's somebody coming along later. So that was what the helicopter pilot was assigned to do.
If you see the trucks at the left-hand side, just let me know if there's any way you can assist.
The controller's deciding who goes first and who goes second, and he assigned that visual separation to the helicopter. Helicopter accepted that responsibility for then falling in behind the aircraft. Those are the things we know.
I also spoke to a former Navy helicopter pilot and mishap investigator, and coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll share his perspective from previous experience of flying helicopters in a busy D.C. airspace and the ongoing investigation. We're doing it! Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Gabby.
Hey, Gabby, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right.
Woo!
Let's do this.
Save best for last. Let's go.
There you go. There you go.
So I flew in the Marine Corps for many years, for 40 years. I was on active duty flying F-4s, F-18s, F-5s, numbers of helicopters. And after I retired, I was still wanting to stay involved in aviation, so I got involved in general aviation, and I bought a Pitts biplane, you can see here, and started to do aerobatic contests, and then started to do air shows. And I have another Pitts that I raced at Reno when they were still racing out there. So that allowed me to kind of stay active in the community. This airplane I used to teach in. I'm an instructor, and I teach basic aerobatics and advanced aerobatics. And I try to introduce people like you to aerobatics, and you can see that some people take to it and get a big kick out of it. And some of my most enthusiastic students are young ladies like yourself, and they just love it. And so I try to encourage that, and that keeps me connected to that generation as well.
Good. Okay. Now, when you want to talk to me, just put this close to your lips and talk.
Oh, okay,
That's what
okay.
you gotta do.
I am a talker, so.
Okay.
All right, everyone, we're strapped in, we're ready to go.
How did I get into this? Well, it started when I decided I wanted to try to race an airplane at Reno, and I'd had some experience racing Formula 4s, motor cars and things. So I looked at all the classes, and the Pitts class seemed to be the one that was the most accessible in terms of cost and modifications. What I enjoy is I enjoy the challenge, quite frankly. I enjoy the challenge of challenging me to be at my best to fly, and for me it's a lot of work. I spend a lot of time preparing for a flight. When I'm done, I spend a lot of time debriefing with myself and going over what I did well, what I didn't do well, what I'm going to do differently tomorrow, and so it's that constant challenge. It's not being able to just say, okay, I'm going to go play golf. I don't play golf, so I had to find something to do. So that's when I started doing this.
There you go. All right.
That was so stinking cool.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
In Havelock, Gabby Sartori, 9 on your side. There's Coach K, Greg Popovich, and Next Generation's Christopher Bess, known as Coach CB. Coach CB is the son of Tarboro Boys basketball's head coach, Reggie Bess, and is the one CB tries emulating on the sidelines. I got the chance to speak with both Reggie and CB to hear all about who the basketball world's new favorite coach is. Coach CB turned into an internet sensation overnight. I mean, but you've known him this whole season. What's it feel like to just see your son alongside you getting all of this positive recognition?
To me, actually, it started kind of like last year. I never noticed it because I'm so into the game for as coaching. My mother-in-law, my wife took a picture, and my mother-in-law had this mouse pad that I have, and I'm kneeling on the floor, and he's kneeling behind me, and I never took notice of it. Then when I'm going to scout games now, I find myself sometimes late at night, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, early in the morning, watching the game, and then the next thing you know, I'm captivated by him walking up and down the sideline.
Coach CB's known for his signature stance on the sidelines. Show me a little bit of what you look like on the sidelines. And he's known for his signature saying,
"Every day is game day, baby!"
When Coach CB is off the sidelines, he's busy working on his game at home.
He watches games left and right when he's on, at home. He get in front of the television screen. It might be a college game on. He gets his little coaching board. He draws up X's and O's. Little things like that.
The refs respect Coach CB and have to give him a couple warnings each game to stay in his coach's box. But no one respects him more than his teammates.
It's like all the guys in the locker room, he's like, "I'm going to coach my butt off. I'm going to coach my butt off." And he couldn't get it right at the time. He's like, "I'm going to coach my butt off." And then the next thing you know, somebody said, "Yeah, they're going to have to play their butt off." He's like, "I'm going to coach my butt off, and you're going to play your butt off." And it's like the locker room erupted.
Coach CB has some new teammates around the country who he's got nothing but love for.
Thank you for all your support.
And of course, his number one teammate who he loves the most.
I love you, Mommy.
In Tarboro, Gabby Sartori, 9 on your side.
It was, Gabby.
Oh, what a game. I mean, these two teams are not taking tonight lightly. Last time in San Antonio, there were 13 lead changes and 8 ties in the entire game. Not until, of course, CJ Walker called game with 4 seconds left for the Pirates to secure that win. That's been the storyline for this UTSA team. They're on a 5-game losing streak, losing games by 6 or less points. 2 of those by 1 point. And I spoke with Coach Austin Pons ahead of today's game. He told me that these games are the same but different. And as a coach, I got to put my guys in the best position that I can for them to finish out these games. And guys, there is hope for them tonight. They're getting starting forward Raekwon Horton back in the lineup.
For ECU, certifiably the best team they're going to see all season long.
Absolutely. We were talking before, if you're ECU, this might be wrong place, wrong time to play these Tar Heels this week. Voted unanimously #1 in the nation for the first time since 2023 in that Week 5 stretch. But for Coach Dipper, she mentioned before this game, they're focusing on themselves today. And one of those specifically focusing on the clear. They've been averaging 17 to 20 turnovers per game and predominantly in that clear.
This program's put on display for elementary kids.
Well, I think the kids are going to learn a thing or two about comebacks, coming off a loss against South Carolina. But more importantly for the Pirate guard play, not one of those guards scored more than 2 points last game. This is a confidence booster today. And for Howard, they're just trying to prove themselves against the Pirates and, of course, in front of these kids.
I know they both wear purple and gold, but these two teams could not be any different right now. JMU coming off a big win against South Florida, 12 goals against them that they won by. And that's a team, this South Florida team, beat ECU right here at Johnson Stadium by 14 goals. And ECU coming off 3 games in a row, just winning by 1. So this is going to be a fun one.
Evan Budrovich, it's a game of numbers in this matchup. Tulsa shoots more threes than anybody in the American, and East Carolina, 80% of their points in the paint. What's the biggest key in a 2 versus 3 game?
For ECU, it's going to be on the defensive end. Tulsa lethal from points in the paint and the 3-point line. So Coach McNeil said you got to give up one of those, and that's going to be the points in the paint. She is not giving up any 3-pointers, telling her team, put your heels on that 3-point line.
These clubs find their offense today.
For the Pirates, it's all about consistency. Coach McNeil expressed her frustrations with last game, getting 1 point out of your 3 starting guards, and especially when your forwards are playing solid. Tonight, it's all about clicking that together. For the next couple of days, NCDOT is going to be focusing on their de-icing efforts, which means they're going to be salting the roads more so than plowing them so they can dissolve that ice. And as far as road conditions go for the next couple of days, it's dependent on that sunlight and rising temperature. That's That's right. Governor Walz landed here around 3 o'clock in Greenville, and with his arrival, all 4 candidates have officially made their way to the Emerald City right before this year's election. Greenville was the second of 3 stops in North Carolina today for the Minnesota governor.
That's right, guys. I spoke to Coach Claunch, and this was probably the easiest interview he's had, he said. He gave you a big sigh, and he said, Felton, we need to stop Felton. Everything on offense is flowing smoothly. Sometimes there's a couple instances where they're stagnant, but the shots are going to continue to fall in this second half. And of course, as for ECU, Coach Mike Schwartz is kind of annoyed that it's only been RJ Felton. He needs more production from his other guys, and the defense needs to continue because it is concerning that they're only down by 1, and RJ is playing the way he is. He needs more guys to step up on both ends, guys.
12th time that this event is being held right here in the heart of downtown Greenville at 5 Points Plaza. Everyone is patiently awaiting for Grammy Award winner 2 Chainz, and DJ group Cheat Codes just finished up their setup, and now it's time for that headliner to come on any minute. Pirate faithful are showing up and showing out. We actually moved closer to the stadium. As you can see, we got tailgating on one side, cornhole on the other side. I mean, it couldn't be better for a Thursday night. And it's a big one. ECU is hosting FAU, who's currently 2-6 in conference play. The March Madness won't be coming from the court. It'll be coming from those sports books. And with sports betting coming this Monday, people here in the East are gearing up for their chance at winning while watching their favorite team win. Bet Carolina is already projecting large amounts of betting to happen all across the state.